I would now like to invite Mahdi and Isra for the assembly item.
صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. My learner profile is principle. Personality traits on my profile. Leadership, being a good role model, a positive character, knowing the difference between right and wrong, understanding other people's rights and differences with dignity, respecting others and yourself, honesty, taking responsibility of your own actions. When have I demonstrated this learner profile? I have demonstrated this learner profile with my two younger sisters at home. I am a role model to them, respecting my parents and other people, listening to what my parents told me what to do, following class rules and respecting fellow classmates, being honest with my parents. I try to make good decisions on what is right and what is wrong. I take responsibilities for my own actions at all times. Now this is the article that I chose about Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela passes away, created on December 8, 2013. South African inspirational leader Nelson Mandela has passed away after a long battle with illness. Mandela became his country's first black president after spending 27 years in jail and is held up as one of the greatest leaders and role models the world has ever seen. Why was Nelson Mandela important? When Nelson Mandela was a young man, white and black people in South Africa lived under a system called apartheid. White people, who were a small part of the population, were in charge of the country. It was illegal for black people to use the same schools, hospitals and even beaches as white people. Conditions in whites-only schools and hospitals were much better. Black people were also denied basic rights like being allowed to vote in elections. But Nelson Mandela believed that everybody should be treated equally no matter what their race. Mandela became educated and became a lawyer. He then joined a political party called the African National Congress, ANC. And Mandela played an important role in leading protests against apartheid. Finally, in 1990, the South African President F.W. de Klerk, a white man, allowed him to go free. Mandela had spent 27 years in jail and was greeted as a hero on his release. Mandela is famous for promoting a message of forgiveness and equality. Why I chose this article? I selected this article because I heard the story of Nelson Mandela on news and from my auntie. He was a good role model for his country. Even though he suffered in jail for being different, he still forgave the white people. He wanted everyone in South Africa to get along and respect one another and their differences. He had respect for himself and others. He tried to do what is right for his country. Thank you for listening. I hope you learn what principle means. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Risk Takers by Isra. My learner profile is about being a risk taker. The personality traits that demonstrate being a risk taker. Be brave and confident. Don't be afraid to share things in mind. Don't be negative, be positive. Take on new challenges and try new things. Try to be more independent in your decision making. Work with others cooperatively. Don't be afraid to share your point of view and express your opinion. Have belief in yourself. Being passionate to succeed in new and better changes. The three best ways I have demonstrated the personality traits of being a risk taker were 1. Running for Parliament of AZC in
Last year, Year 4, I took the risk and faced the oldest students in Year 5 and 6 and was elected as Deputy Leader of Opposition and the Shadow Minister for Health and Welfare. I was interviewed by a panel of 3 teachers and I was confident in answering all the questions. With great success, I successfully addressed the school assembly throughout the whole school year and during many sessions in Parliament. 2. Representing my school in the seesaw for the athletics and cross country. I was chosen to compete against other schools in a seesaw and took the risk of overcoming many obstacles such as running up and down the step hills, rocks and steps to achieve success for myself and my school. 3. Learning how to dive and do the tumble turn in swimming. I have been very patient learning over many months and took my skills in the water one step further by challenging myself to do the correct dives and quick tumble turns in order to achieve the fastest time in competition swimming. The picture I have chosen from the internet shows a good example of a person while performing the dangerous act is summarized as being brave and fearless, being positive and confident in front of others, having belief in himself that he can do it. Keeping in mind the risks involved which are life-threatening, such as splitting his head open on the rocks or breaking his neck during the backflip, which might cause neck and spinal injury and may even be crippled in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. Thank you.
Good afternoon, primary school. Now, I haven't had a chance to speak to you as a whole group this year because I've been very busy with the high school students, so I thought it was a good chance to come and say hello. I've been into a few classrooms. Hand up if I've been into your classroom this year. That's right, hands down. So I've been into a few classrooms and the teachers always get annoyed when I go into a classroom because I upset them by making you very noisy and disrupted. But that's okay because I enjoy that and the teachers can get over that, can't they? All right, Year 6 boys. A couple of people I've been watching. During the National Anthem next week, if we are silly and being stupid, then we won't have the choir the week after. We'll have those boys that think it's funny. So just be warned. You need to set the example that is a good example, not a bad example, which is what some of you have done today, so just be careful. I'm over there and it's very noticeable what you're doing for some of you. I hope everybody has a really good weekend. I think after the first week, everybody goes home and they're a little bit tired. I think the parents will be quite happy because you'll probably want to go to bed very early tonight and you'll probably sleep in tomorrow because you can. So have a good weekend. We look forward to you coming back next weekend and I'll hand over to Dr. McGregor to let you go out of the hall.